did you find me?
After my adoptive mother died, it was at the funeral.
Beauty is before me.
It was a disaster. Sorry we did that.
I'm sorry too.
Do you think maybe my birth father might be different?
It's something to consider.
Beauty is behind me, above and below me.
And now she shows up 30 years later? How can you be so sure?
We took a DNA test.
Now you can proudly say, I am what I am.
I can. I guess.
My two sons were born in New Rochelle
Oh, yeah? Oh, I used to go to New Rochelle all the time.
quite a while ago.
Yeah, no, New Rochelle's a great place. Yeah, no, you know, New York, there's a reason why everybody wants to come here, right?
Yeah, and you're going to have, tell me about it. Have you done this before, having these film festivals on 25th Street? I think it looks like.
We have. It's been so much fun. I've been so blessed. We've gotten such a good response in, you know, and I think it's the theme of the festival that pulls people in, because it's about unity, supporting female artists, and the unity that entails, right? Because, you know, we're not living, you know, in the Amazon where it's just, you know, 7 feet tall women, right? So it's
Who knows that they are that way?
About you know, the like collaboration like you have found with your director, right? That mixed gender.
He was a key, because this is my first attempt at this. It's a short film, and he made it work. Chris Gaunt made it work. He's had a lot of experience, and I had none. So I became the producer, you know, try to come up with the money. But how did I get to I became a screenwriter when I retired from teaching college writing, and that was a big difference. That I had a whole new learning experience, a whole new technique, and I'm always writing about women's experiences. Well, the first thing I did before I retired, even, I wrote a memoir called, and I'm trying to see, I usually have a copy of it around, called Suddenly Single, when I was widowed. So it was quite a bumpy ride after that for me, and strange dates and things like that. So I began to write a number of those stories as short, you know, as scripts. And I have a whole other script based on a widow's experience, you know.
How interesting.
Mostly with men. And some earlier experiences too that I thought would be entertaining. So it's been a great retirement as far as I'm concerned. You know, I've learned so much, and I've enjoyed so much. But this is the first time I've been had it actually in film. You know,
wonderful. Yeah, no, I just find this also fascinating. I just want to I'll let people know I'm speaking with the lovely and talented Miriam Russell.
Oh, there are people.
Well, this will go on the website, and you know, great. So yeah, we'll publish this, and you know, because I really love your film, because I think you have such a knack in the writing in terms of intimacy. The characters felt really connected with each other. really connected with their backstories. So I wonder, now that you're saying, like, previously you've written from personal experience, was that the same with this film?
Yes, I I was the one who inherited a stepdaughter
Ah,
with a deceased husband who was
wow.
responsible for her life, and so when I met her, I was just so fascinated with how much she looked like my husband, and my sons did too, and they all got to know each other. So it was quite an event, and I mentioned it in my memoir, and then I said I thought I would like to choose it, and it was the one I did other short film scripts, and I sent them to Chris, and he chose this one.
Ah, interesting. So how did you connect with Chris? What was that?
It's a small filming community here, and I heard about him somehow. I don't remember, but I know. I kept emailing him and asking him advice,
Uh,
technical advice having to do with writing the script.
wow. I love your courage, because you had a whole life career in one field, right? In one role. You were the
Oh yeah,
teacher, right?
I taught a lot of different things too. I have a master's in speech, a BA in English, and a master's in speech and hearing. I did a lot of that when I was in the public schools. And then when I became a widow, I got an EDD in education. Yeah.
I think it's beautiful because, some people could have adapted the opinion of, I've taught, I've always been the teacher, but here you were open to getting, instruction from somebody else in this field, in this new avenue that
Oh
you
yeah.
were embarking on. And I think that's a huge lesson for people,
Well, the thing is that I feel like what I have in this particular film, Born a Secret, is a couple of views of two women's different rights. Now, Lou had the right to look for her birth parents, but I forget what I called the other character, the mother. The mother had the right to keep it secret. So there's the conflict.
Yeah, yeah. No, and it's interesting that you said too that this happened to you. Would you take us back to that moment? I mean, the film does capture it beautifully, but
Yes, the moment when my son told me she had
yes, yeah.
yeah.
Surprise.
Well, it happened. But then there's more to the story of how my husband and the singer lady, the aspiring young, they were both young, happened to get together, but that was neither here nor there in terms of this short film.
Yeah, but for you personally, like, I can only imagine, like, hearing that news, right? Like, you're going about your business, right? Life is as it is, and you suddenly get, like, here's some new family handed to you.
The truth is, he was cheating on his first wife. He already had a son, and with her, and I know how it happened. I know how enthralled he was with opera, and especially the key or the lead soprano. I know it happened, but it was before I met him. So that's how I could look at it with a jaundiced eye.
Beautifully said. You know, this film, I love that it brings up, at least for me, what I saw in it also was like the larger question of, and you kind of just touched on it right there. I wonder if, like artists just by design, like have the hardest time, any kind of artist, singer, writer, actor, um, pulling themselves away from their work to tend to family or other people and relationships in their lives. And I think this movie does a beautiful job of alluding to that.
Focusing in on the major, especially in a short film.
Mm-hmm.
I have two
Yeah.
sons. I gave her one, and there were absolutely differences between real life and I fictionalized the experience.
Sure. Yeah, I know. And sometimes, when there's two characters, even just for
Oh, right. Yeah.
budget costs, you make them one. Yeah. Yes. So it seems like you're like off to the races. So there's going to be more movies in the future between you and Chris.
Well, I don't know where we're going to get the money. I mean, I paid for most of this, as it turned out. I tried GoFundMe. I got a couple of thousand there. And then a couple of friends gave me a couple of thousand, but it cost me, I mean, it was pretty much the budget I expected, which is about 10,000, almost.
Mhm.
I was almost on the dot with what my first, draft budget was.
Right.
Almost there exactly. And I borrowed some at the bank. I'm still paying back a little bit. So I as I say, that's the big hurdle. And
In filmmaking, you're not alone. You're not alone. Everybody.
I'm just hoping I can interest filmmakers by virtue of having done this one film in at least buying the script, selling the script. I'm going to a film festival in Lake Placid where a producer and lecturer explained about how that works. So we'll see.
It's interesting you mentioned like Chris is really, it's a small community. Are you in Troy? And
Yeah. We have something called the 518 Filmmakers Organization and website and everything. And we're going to get together at a big film festival this weekend over in Albany, SUNY Albany. Happens every year, but we're going to go get over there. They didn't accept me.
Oh,
I don't know. It's too short or something.
It's something, it's always something like just to give you a little
objective,
a little bit of it. Sometimes it just comes down to the venue only gave so much allotment of time,
Every one of the actors, Chris knew them from the group for having experience. They all had made another film. They were all experienced another film, and they all had produced their own short film. And so when we finished it and it was ready to go last December 1st, I had them all. I had a film festival premiering mine at the top, and then the rest of the evening was their short films. The actors, the girls, and they produced and they've acted, and they all knew what they were doing, and helped me have that premiere at a local art center.
Lovely. The acting is really, really spot on. No, you feel it. No, it's really all around well done.
Yeah.
No, really. No, good for you. I would never think this was your first film because you feel it. Yeah, no, bravo. You feel it. You feel their journeys. You know, it could have been like, oh yeah, you know, but no, that's why. Like, I'm not really surprised to learn that it came based on true events. You know, because it does ring true. You know.
I think truth is often much more strange than fiction.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm curious if we could go back. So a few points. So, is this going to be like a part of a feature-length script because you said you want to sell a script, or were you speaking about another project?
Oh, another project. Yeah. It could be a series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Lovely.
A lot of episodes. It had to do with being, the widow
Okay.
how the widow gets along, with dating. It's strange.
That's a fresh perspective, if I may, because I've gotten a few films in the past and also this season that they really deal with divorcee, but so I feel like the widow perspective adds another dimension,
Yeah.
to reforging your identity and finding love again, or the hope of finding love again. Yeah. So this script it's adapted from your memoir?
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah. Everything I write seems to be adapted from my memoir. That's
beautiful.
available.
Is your memoir available like
Oh,
on
it's
Amazon?
available. Yes, ma'am. Amazon. Suddenly
What's
Single, A Life After Death.
Suddenly Single, A Life After Death? Bravo! I love that's an
Yeah.
intriguing title.
Yeah.
How long did that take to write? And was it like a cathartic experience for you? Must have been.
Yeah, it was a while back. I think it was 2017 when it was published. And it, 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 it was hard to promote, everything seems to be first time you've done something. And it worked, I think, for me. It's hard to say. It wasn't like a novel at all, a memoir.
Yeah.
And I think my husband's character existed more very clearly in it, and our relationship. But then it went on to some of the travails after death.
Yeah.
Because it was sudden. He
Oh,
was only 60.
wow.
And I found him face down on the
Oh
floor
my goodness.
in his den. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was pretty dramatic to start with. Yeah.
You must that's like, people's worst fear, and you went through it. Must have felt like
I didn't even ever expect it. A 60-year-old who just, had doctor's appointments. Yeah.
right. Generally good health, and
Then you go to the doctor and say, "What happened? Why?" And he says, "It's called sudden death."
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm having a great time speaking with you, and I find this so fascinating because like this is what I so love about people. Like they could go through the hardest situation, right? Polish it up and make it a diamond.
Yeah. Well, you're still alive, Elizabeth Taylor, I'm alive. I don't know if you know that was so long ago now.
No. I know of Elizabeth
She was
Taylor,
a
but
widow that went right away and married Eddie Fisher.
oh, okay. All right. So it seems, have you always then has film just been, kind of an interest of yours all along, and now you're just,
Seems like it has, but it really was seemed it was nothing that entered my mind as anything to do until I wrote the memoir, and I joined a meetup class to learn how to write scripts.
Ah, beautiful.
So once you write a few scripts, you think, well, maybe this can be filmed. Why not? I mean, that's what script writers want.
Yes, yes.
Screenplays
Yeah.
brought to life.
I wonder, like, if you could maybe give us a few stories or an anecdote about teaching, what your teaching career was like as well, and if you find any parallels in the two, in academia and filmmaking.
Well, it's a world apart.
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah, completely, completely. Except I married a school, elementary school principal.
Ah,
He wasn't when we got married, but he was a teacher too.
okay.
But I did it for so many years that I I I I'm a person that enjoys variety in your life, different kinds of things to do. I've always been a singer. Huh.
Oh,
Wait till you hear this. I
okay.
was Miss New York State in the Miss America pageant
Oh, beautiful.
long ago.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I got there you have to have a talent. So I was taking voice lessons and singing in church and then in some shows in community theater and all, you know.
Oh, that's amazing. Wow, you got a little bit of everything in your repertoire.
Yeah, live long enough. Yeah, thank God you have the time.
Wow. Oh, that's great. I'm curious because that always seems like a high pressure world to be in, pageants. What
Oh
was
yeah. When I ended up, it was an Atlantic City deal. It was big then. I mean, really big to be in that big auditorium in Atlantic City. And when they called up the top 10 and I wasn't on it, I was relieved.
See? Yeah.
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 Thank
Yeah.
God, my life, went back where I was at college. I was a senior in college. No, junior, senior span of time there in the summer. But yeah, um, it was a lot of pressure. And I had never sung with an orchestra before. And that almost floored me. Only went over it once in rehearsal and then I wanted to do it again. But nope, they're on to the next. They had a lot to do. So it was big, big for me.
Wow. Do you remember the song you sang?
I sang Summertime. I could have sung an operatic aria, but I chickened out.
Wow. 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 Summertime, that's not coming to me. Who's it by?
That's oh God, now you've I'm having a senior moment.
I'll look it up. I'm just curious.
Summertime when the living is easy.
Oh,
Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Da 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 da.
oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, thank you. So it seems like you're geared for this next part of your life in the film world. So I just thank you. Any closing thoughts?
Well, I want to tell you I appreciate your interest. I really do. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in June, the end of June.
Thank
Very
you.
much.
Thank you. You're so lovely to speak with. And again, wonderful, wonderful film.
I've enjoyed
Really.
it. Thank you.
No, this is so wonderful. You're very inspiring. I love people that have so many facets to their lives. You were a teacher, now you're a screenwriter. That's just always interests me. You were, in a beauty pageant, a singer. I just always love seeing that life doesn't have to be just one thing, you know.
I was
That's
a
inspiring.
college professor too, and I didn't want too much out about the beauty pageant.
Yeah.
When they found out about it, and there was great, great.
Yeah.
Been a pleasure. Thanks.
Yes.
Okay.
Pleasure's all mine. Thank you so much, Miriam. I appreciate it. I'm glad we got to do it.
You're entirely welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. Have a lovely day.
Sword fight, king of the hill. Fireflies and jars to buy